So today in our shapes and measurement book, we are going to our table of contents, and you can see that today we are going to be making a page for the hexagon shape, and that will be on page 8. So go ahead and write this in your table of contents, and then let's go to page 8. Now if you need a few minutes to write that or a few seconds to write that, pause the video and then you can catch up with me on page 8. On page 8, I already wrote the 8 down here, and then let's go ahead and write our title. And today we are making the hexagon. Now when I think of hex, I think of witches casting a spell, putting a hex on someone. But hex also means 6. Okay, so that should give you a big hint as to how many sides our shape is going to have today. You guessed it, 6 sides. So today I'm going to ask you to use your ruler, and we're going to make one line horizontal, 2 inches. Let's make that one 2 inches long. We're going to use the inches side. Well, let's make it 3 inches. Okay, so mine is 3 inches, and then I'm also going to go down and make another parallel line to that, another 3 inches. Okay, so I've got 2 parallel lines. From there, I'm going to go in between the 2, but out to the right side and put a dot or a point. And over on this side, across from that one, same kind of thing. Okay, so it almost looks like a kind of a face, right? So now we want to draw a line from our horizontal line to the point, and from this horizontal line to the point, this horizontal line to the point, and this one. Okay, so that is the hexagon, and you probably have seen them shorter, maybe not so long. All right. For this hexagon, like I said, I always think about the witches. So to me, this probably looks like a table that the witches would sit by. And so there would be, we're going to draw the witches' hats. Okay, so there's one witch on each side of the table. And this actually has nothing to do with the shape, but it helps me to remember hex means 6 witches sitting at the table, and it helps me to remember how many sides. Okay, now let's take a look at the attributes. And the attributes means what are the characteristics. One of the very first characteristics or attributes that we have is that it has 6 sides. Okay, and then we're also going to take a look at the angles. So I've got 1, 2, let's put those on the outside. We've got an angle here, 3, 4, 5, 6 angles. Okay, and then if each angle comes to a point, the 2 lines meet, that's called the vertices, vertex, but because we have more than one, then we have vertices. So let's go ahead and put points on each of the vertex. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6 vertices. Oops, that should have been a point, sorry, or a bullet. 6 vertices for our hexagon. Okay, now let's take a look at the perimeter. All right, to figure out the perimeter, we add all of the sides. So we're going to need our ruler again. We know that our horizontal lines, oops, we're using inches today, are 3 inches. So that would be 3 plus, and remember we didn't measure for this line, so I'm going to go to the nearest inch, and it's closest to 1. 3 plus 1 plus 1 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1. Okay, now yours might be a little bit different depending on how wide you made or how far apart you put your points. Okay, but it should be pretty close to this. So when we add 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the perimeter, P equals 10, and we would say inches, not centimeter, because today we use the inches part of the ruler. All right, and so I'm going to review for you guys. We have the hexagon. Hex means 6. Hex also reminds me of witches, so I'm going to draw a table, starting with the head witch here and another witch over here. Okay, and then over here, from there, from the 2 lines, we put the points, and we drew 2, 3, 4 more lines for a total of 6 sides. And then there are 6 angles, 6 vertices, and the perimeter of this particular hexagon was 10 inches. All right, we'll see you next time on page 9 when we will be learning about the octagon.